Today we're going to discuss how your products can be made in America. That's right, we're making great products in America again. Did you ever have one of those days where nothing goes right? So you're ready to make your product in America. That's actually the smartest choice you can make. The reality is, though, you will have to buy parts from all over the world. Most electronic components are made in Japan or China. Our machines here are made in Switzerland, Germany, China. You're really going to be dealing with the whole world anyway. The smartest move you can make is to make your products local. It doesn't matter if you're in the US or in Europe. You still will have much more control over the manufacturing of your product if you can simply jump in the car or walk down the street and see how things are going. So I recommend looking locally in the beginning when you're thinking about manufacturing your first product. If you like what you're hearing so far, please be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, and leave me comments below. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. I've used many different types of manufacturing processes, some of which were local and many are from around the world. But in the end, I do all my final assembly, shipping, and everything else right here in this studio. It makes it much easier for me to fulfill orders, track inventory, and make sure that the customer is taken care of. It's also not as expensive as you think. Right now you might be saying this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, but guess what? I'm making money with my inventions. Are you? I've talked about this in other videos, but you really need to think about it. If you're going to make your products in America or in Europe or anywhere else, you're going to need to think about what types of quantities you're going to be building in the beginning. Now, I recommend a quantity of 100 for most products, and I know that sounds like it's going to be expensive, but you might be surprised. I really do hope that you start making great products in America again. A lot of manufacturers will work with you in the beginning and give you the best price in the hopes that your product takes off and you're going to make many, many more with them in large volume. So think about that when you're starting out. Try to negotiate the best price for 100 pieces. Even if it's just parts, buy parts in 100 pieces at a time. So look at it this way. If you have to order large quantities of product the first time out the gate, you're going to find out that you have to spend tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for your first run. Is that what you really want to risk? Why not just make 100, pay a little bit more per product, and then just ramp up as your product becomes successful? The more you sell, the cheaper it'll get. But your startup costs are much lower this way. Maybe I do know what I'm talking about. You can say that you're ordering the components or parts as samples, which is the truth, because in the beginning you're going to be trying out different manufacturers and also testing out your product. Are you guys paying attention to any of this? You're going to have to make changes along the way, so it's best that you're not stuck with thousands of them. It's a lot easier to change a few hundred than it is a few thousand. So keep that in mind. And if you follow this advice, you might find out that it only costs you a few $1,000s to get started and not 10,000 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. When my products are made in America, they might cost me a little more than, let's say, if I had them made in China, but the convenience makes it worth the while. If I haven't convinced you by now that you can turn your invention idea into a reality, there's no point in me talking anymore.